This video is an introduction to Lev Vygotsky's Sociocultural theory of development. Lev Vygotsky was a Russian psychologist who received his doctorate in psychology from the Moscow Institute of Experimental Psychology. Vygotsky's sociocultural theory emphasizes the role that dialogue between children and more knowledgeable members of society, such as a teacher or peer, plays in development. A student's attention span, memory, perception of certain situations, and sensation are developed and experienced through social interaction and culture. Vygotsky believed that learning via human interaction leads to development. There are 6 major assumptions associated with Vygotsky's theory. First, both a child's formal and informal conversations help them to learn how their culture interprets and responds to the world. The second idea is thought and language become increasingly independent in the first few years of life. The third assumption is that complex mental processes begin as social activities for children. The fourth and fifth assumptions are that children are able to perform more challenging tasks when assisted by competent individuals. Actual development is the upper level of tasks that a child can perform individually, whereas the child's potential level of development is in the help they receive. Lastly, allowing children time to play is important. These experiences allow children to stretch themselves cognitively. The use of cultural tools also impacts a child's development. Examples of these tools would include modern technologies like laptops and cell phones. Vygotsky's theory also classifies 6 types of language. The first type is pre-intellectual speech, which infants demonstrate by crying, laughing, and babbling. Autonomous speech is next, which includes the invention of words and syllables used to communicate with adults. Naive psychology occurs when a child is 18 and 24 months old and involves simple requests and objects are referred to by name. By age 3, a child begins to utilize egocentric speech for themselves and communicative speech for others. Lastly, intrapersonal speech is private and involves one talking to themselves, whereas interpersonal speech is between 2 people and is used for interaction. The most important concept in Vygotsky's sociocultural theory is the zone of proximal development. This permits a child to master a task if given the appropriate help and support. One limitation to Vygotsky's theory is his overemphasis on the role of social interaction and development. The concepts in Vygotsky's theory can be applied in the classroom in many ways. Scaffolding is when a teacher or peer builds on what a child knows and assists them in acquiring a new skill or piece of knowledge.
So yesterday we learned how to find the area of a rectangle, which is base times height, or length times width. But when will I ever use that in the real world? That's a great question. So this weekend I'm getting the windows in my house repaired because they have a huge crack in them. So to do that, the repairman needs to know the dimensions of the window. So I have to find the length and the height and use that to plug it into the equation to find the dimensions. That way he'll know what size window he needs to fill the hole in the wall.
Wow, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Peer tutoring can be helpful as well.
So wait, I don't get my grammar homework. What is a preposition?
A preposition modifies a noun or a pronoun. See in the sentence, the dog sat down by the cat. By is a preposition because it modifies the cat.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Collaborative learning allows students to facilitate learning for each other.
I just wrote the report for a group project. Do you mind taking a look at it and seeing if you would add anything?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so like right here, I didn't know if that was good enough.
Alright, I like that.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so looking it over, I think your explanation here of our procedure is solid and has some great points.
Okay.
But I think your conclusion down here could better summarize the trials and errors of our procedure.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, I think I understand this. Slope is rise over run, y over x. But this is asking me to find the slope in this equation. How do I do that?
Hey, I overheard you struggling on a slope problem. Do you want some help?
Yes, please. I don't understand how to find the slope within this equation.
Okay, well, as you said, slope is rise over run, which is represented in the equation y equals mx plus b as the variable m. So by plugging in all of the other variables, you can solve for m and get the slope.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.